I'm actually following up on some TikTok videos that I made, and I get comments, I get messages, I get questions about the history of the island of Puerto Rico because it's not something that's taught every day. It's not taught in school. You have to go to college and kind of figure it out. But because of technology, you can definitely Google a lot of information. That is what I'm doing today. Some of this stuff I knew already. My parents were really, 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 really good with that. They fed us information all the time to the point that I was sick of it, and I assumed everybody knew this, but they don't. So, number one, Puerto Ricans are very diverse, not just people in Puerto Rico, all over the Caribbean. So, in Puerto Rico, these are some of the countries that had people settle in Puerto Rico from the 1500s till now. Corsica, France, Germany, Ireland, Lebanon, China, Portugal, and Scotland. That's not including the main three, the native Taino people that were on the island, or Arawaks, the Spanish conquistadors that brought with them Middle Eastern sailors, because Spain was very, very Moorish. Jewish people who were escaping the Inquisition, and free men of color. When the native population that they were using for slave labor died out or got sick or intermarried and converted to Catholicism, because that's how they could escape from being tortured, they went and they took people from the western coast of Africa and brought enslaved Africans to the island. This is what started the transatlantic slave trade throughout the whole Caribbean. I want to remind you that of 100% of the slaves that were taken, like that many went to the United States and that many went to South America and the Caribbean. Now, the Spanish were, like by 1664, they passed a law that gave, it says here, they offered freedom and land to people from non-Spanish colonies such as Jamaica and Haiti, to immigrate to Puerto Rico and help build the fort and the farmland. And they were free men of color, and they were given money. My grandfather's father's father was one of those men. And I have cousins to this day in Belize, in Jamaica. They keep popping up, and I'm like, how did that happen? That's how it happened. Now, in Puerto Rico, March 22nd is considered Abolition Day because that's the day that they gave the slaves freedom. Awesome. The Irish came over during the potato famine, and they actually helped because their political beliefs also shaped our political beliefs. We're an island against a bigger bad guy. They're from Ireland. They fought for freedom for a long time. But we have some great Irish activists that are Puerto Rican. The French came over. We were French for 65 days. And we had a very, very big influx of Corsicans, which I guess it's like Corsica. I want to say it's close to Italy. It's like French Italian. But yeah, it's Corsica. The last names are Paoli, Negroni, Fraticelli, all in Puerto Rico. And they're Corsican. Germans. We have a big German population in Puerto Rico. My grandmother is part German. My mother's middle name is German. My aunt's names are German. And we also have a very big Chinese community in Puerto Rico, and they actually came and rebuilt the infrastructure and the rail systems, and many of them decided to settle permanently on the island. In order to do so, you had to convert to Catholicism, but many of them are Buddhists. In Manuabo, Puerto Rico, there's a very big Buddhist center, and it's pretty cool. And again, we have a big Jewish community. During the Cuban Revolution, many came over to Puerto Rico. We had about 15,000 Jewish people who left Cuba and came to Puerto Rico. So yeah, there's a lot of history on Puerto Rico. Please look it up. The reason why you may feel like, oh, I don't feel like, you're mixed with so many different things. Look at our food. If you get a chance, if you're ever in Puerto Rico, try Puerto Rican Chinese food. It's gonna blow your mind. It's amazing. If you look at our food, you see the the inspiration like from Africa. We have our arroz con gandules. We have mofongo. We have Native American food like guanimos with bacalao. We have dumplings, which is our fry bread. And then we have Spanish food. Like we have, like pollo en pollo guisado and all those things. Like there's a lot of things that we do. Even our little tapas, our little tiny little appetizers that we do, that all has Spanish influence. We also have Jewish, Chinese, French. We have so many different influences and we don't even know why. My grandmother made like the best coq au vin ever, which is like chicken and wine sauce. And I get it now. I did my DNA test and I expected 3. I ended up getting 17 different ethnicities and it all makes sense. When I look at the history of Puerto Rico and I look at my DNA, match. But yeah, if you have questions about Puerto Rico, if you don't agree with something that I said, which is absolutely fine, that is fine. Just, look into it. Google it. Don't just listen to somebody in your family said that you don't have any African. We have African. We have Native. We have Spanish. Now, some families might be more concentrated. I do know of some families that refuse to let color into their families, and they're all inbred and mentally challenged. Seriously. I'm serious. Anyway, like I said, Puerto Rico is a diverse melting pot of lovely. We are a white supremacist nightmare, and we're beautiful, all of us. Thank you so much for your time. Check out my TikTok videos, and if you want to hear something else, let me know. I'm probably going to tell some scary stories. I like telling scary stories. I'm going to read some tarot cards. That's why I'm looking like this. All right, bye guys. I love you.